I'm Patrick Bet-David, your host of Valuetainment. Today we are with my good friend Grant Cardone,
Come on.
Mr. 10X from Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
It's good to be here, man. This is a pretty good city you're living in here, by the way.
Thank you.
It's pretty all right as well that you're not paying taxes. We're in California, so there's a little bit of jealous with your state.
You don't have to be there.
We don't have to be there.
It's unbelievable that you would drive across country, California would still grab money from you. Why? They're not making your trip better. They're not adding quality to your business. They're not doing anything. Does anybody from the state of California come to you and say, let me show you how to make your business better?
But we have great weather.
So what?
The beach is amazing.
I'm going to be there this weekend.
And it's 13.5% for that weather.
I treat California like a prostitute.
Tell us what that
I go in there, use it, and get out of town.
That's how this video gets started.
And I've never been with a prostitute. I just know buddies that have prostitutes, right? It's like just use it and leave. 10X thinking, man.
This is right off the bat. He's teaching some of the single guys tips. Earlier, you had to be here pickup lines. Maybe we'll come back to that. But Grant, let me ask you. I want to start off with a very serious question.
Yeah.
I want to start off with a very serious question.
Okay.
What is your secret to being the Benjamin Button of business, man? Every time I see you look younger. Every single time.
Well, man.
How do you take care of yourself?
I mean, that's for another show, I think, because people wouldn't even believe what keeps me young. But
I think they got it a little bit.
Huh?
A part of it, I think they got it.
Well, I think I'm in the game. Okay, I'm in the game. I think when I'm in my game completely and like on purpose and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm most alive, and I'm youngest at those moments. I know people that knew me 20 years ago, and they're like, "Dude, you're actually look younger and act younger than you were 20 years ago."
Why do you think that is?
Because I'm in the game. I'm in the game of change and expansion. And expansion means life, really. It means to live. If you look up the word live or life as a physics term, it means to expand. If you look up expand, it means to grow and change. And when I'm in that part of the cycle, then I'm rejuvenating something. And I know, if you know older guys are like, oh, I'm not going to check into that. I don't need to do that. And they're on the end of their cycle, and they start showing it in their face, in their life, and their kids. And so I'm still in the create.
So how do you go about not subscribing to that mindset? I'm getting older, I'm getting tired, my back hurts, all that. How do you not subscribe to that?
Yeah, I just want to be in the game. I mean, I've participated in the downward cycle, and I know how it made me feel, and I just want to avoid those feelings. So I like feeling good. I like feeling youthful. I like the excitement. I like the fear,
That fear is a priceless fear.
I like the edge. I like finding people saying, man, the way you opened this video was wrong. See, I like that. Like, I need to find that edge to experience life.
So let me ask this question then. So let's go into this question with that, because that's very important what you just said. So how do you balance, this is probably one of the most difficult things I see with entrepreneurs, and you don't hear a lot of people talking about this. There's a lot of, hey, key to success, all this stuff. Okay, we got it. How do you balance not giving a crap about all the judgment you're getting, and yet still being likable and sincere? Because there's some people that don't give a crap, but people don't like them.
Right.
And there are some people that are very sincere, but they're afraid of what other people think. How do you balance the two together?
It's a trick. It's kind of like chaos. It's a bit of chaos happening with a little bit of management. And I don't think in terms of managing things much or balance. Mm-hmm. When I think of the word balance, I think of word of managing something, trying to make something a perfect fit. You and I talked about this before about being perfect. It's really a kind of a cop out. But look, the way for me to do it is to go wide. If I can find 7 billion people, I know for sure I can get half of them to like me. I think half the people on planet Earth would like me. Half of them would like you. Okay, and the other half, hey, maybe they're never going to have an opinion of me, or maybe they're going to dislike me. But either way, I'm going to get paid.
Whether they like you or not, you're getting paid.
Dude, as long as I keep expanding, as long as I keep expanding my base, there's something. I could be perfect for everybody in the room. Half the people are still going to be like, he's too cocky, he's too this, he's too that. I'm 57 years old. I spent 30 years trying to please people.
When did the shift happen?
I ended up with nothing, man. When I finally said, you know what, I'm done, dude. The more energy I spent trying to please people, make you happy, them happy, mom happy, daddy happy, I still couldn't make everybody happy. I'm like, you know what? I'm done, dude. I'm going to make me happy. I'm going to run my gig. This is my life. You know, I want to create the life I want for me. And if you don't like that life, you probably don't even like your life. Because that's the people that end up criticizing me.
So, okay, so now let's go back.
That's a great question, though, Bob.
Yeah, I was just curious because, you know, a lot of times you see people that are uncomfortable. Like they feel like they have to please everybody.
Yeah.
And you don't ever see their full potential. And I'm talking trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get, you know, into relationships, they try to please everybody.
Yeah.
Business, they try to please everybody. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So, Grant, who was Grant in high school? That's what I'm really curious about.
He was a guy trying to please everybody, man.
In high school?
Yeah, like the first year of high school, I guess that's the 12th grade, not the 12th grade, 10th grade?
10th
Is that
grade.
the first grade? I could have been school. They nominated me for most successful in high school. Everybody loved me. The girls loved me. The freaking football team loved me. Everybody loved me. Okay. The next year, the next 2 years, I could not win dog catcher, because once I got comfortable with everybody liking me or whatever part of me they liked, then I started showing my true colors, and then all of a sudden, I didn't fit in anymore. See, I wasn't free to be me as long as there was a popularity contest.
You weren't free to be you
As
as
long
long as it was a popularity contest.
dude, I had to be them because I had to be popular
Got it.
under their guidelines. Okay, I had to dress the way they dress, talk the way they talk. I had to do the protocol thing. I was a slave to popularity, and I was like, man, I can't even do this. I'm an identical twin. So I think part of being an identical twin is when you're brought up, everything is a comparison. Who's smarter? Who's taller? Who's bigger? Who's faster? Right? And so I've been searching for my independence. I think probably everybody goes through this, but I was searching for my independence the whole time. As much as I love my brother, I still didn't want to be compared to him forever, or to other people in my field. You know, today as a grown up. So popularity was a trap for me, and it don't pay, man. Like most popular people don't get paid. Look at Kanye West. People love him or hate him. Look at his wife. People hate that woman.
Nonstop.
But we know her.
Nonstop.
We know her. So look at look at Obama. Okay, on the other end of the spectrum. Hate to put all three of those people in the same. But look, you know, people hate Obama. He's the president of the United States for 8 years, man. The guy was a community leader. So if you can get people, if you can just be you, and if you have a real message, you know, something authentic, and then you can express that, you know, I think you're going to at least be happy.
When did you realize you were going to go into sales business? Like, when did the transition into sales and business get started?
Well, I had to sell. I had to sell to have some money. I was in a refinery town, a labor town, and there was no jobs. One out of
This
four.
is where refinery town. You're talking about Texas,
Louisiana. This is in Louisiana. It's a refinery town. They're based on oil and gas and refining oil and gas and redneck city town. You know, very very southern. I say redneck with a lot of admiration, by the way, and it was, man. I've been beat up by so many rednecks too. It's unbelievable. Okay, because what I would do in high school is I'd go take their girl, right? You know, I'm a ladies' man, right? And I'd go take their girl, right? And then they boom beat me up the next day. I'm like, yeah, but I hit on that last night. Okay, and then boom, they hit on me again. I'm like, dang, man, this is hard being popular. You know, it's hard being good looking. So I'm working in this refinery town. I didn't like the labor. I hated the hard work. I hated the dirty thing, right? And I'd hurt myself. I almost cut my foot off at the refinery. And I needed money. And my uncle said, hey, get in sales. You can make money in sales. I hated sales.
How old were you?
I was 17.
17.
Yeah, I was selling clothes.
How
First
long?
job was selling clothes, selling furniture. I sold fish. I sold seafood.
Fish.
Fish, man.
You sold seafood.
Dude, I sold redfish. I made more money selling redfish. What I would do is I was on this boat that we'd go out to the refineries about 60 miles offshore, and we would deliver supplies. It was a supply boat. There was 3 of us on it, and I was a bit of a cook. And one day in our free time, I'm gonna fish. So we dropped these lines. These are 200-foot lines. They have probably 75 hooks on them. Put it down and get down to the bottom, and I'd start dropping them.
Get out of here.
Oh, dude, I'd pull them up, the whole 75 fish on one line. Couldn't even pull them up. I had to get 3 people to pull them up. So we put them in the freezer. We end up with, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of pounds of fish. And I sell them all the way home. 2 weeks later, we get back on shore, and I'm driving to my apartment that I'm paying $300 a month for, and I sell all these fish. Well, I make more money selling these fish, and then I made 2 weeks of work in hard labor. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to sell, man.
Is that what caused you to go from hating sales at first to loving it?
No,
Or
I
what
still
was
hated
it?
sales because I was sucked at it, dude. The reason I sold all those fish and made the money is because the freaking ice was melting. So I was forced. I didn't learn the lesson. I was forced because of the urgency to get rid of the fish. So I had to knock on doors because if I didn't freaking sell this fish today, it was going to go bad. So to me, I was looking at money going away, right?
Yeah.
I had a deadline. Then I didn't start professional sales for another 2 years, and I was awful at it. Couldn't talk to people, introverted.
Professional sales, what was the product?
It was cars. It was automobiles. Yeah. A very hard sale.
That's in Louisiana.
In Louisiana.
In Louisiana.
Yeah, dude, very, very difficult.
How did that
People
work
hate
out?
car salesmen.
So what happened from there?
Well, the first thing that happens is you get dropped into this environment where you're around other car salesmen. This is 25 years ago. So imagine the car business. People don't like going to car dealers today. Imagine 25 years ago. It was even worse. And so I'm with these guys. They're sitting around. They're smoking cigarettes. They're drinking coffee, and they're complaining. This is the car salesman in Louisiana. Man, business is bad. Traffic's bad. The product's bad. We don't have the right products. Customers are cheap. It's awful. And I'm stuck in this environment, this cesspool of negativity. And I'm trying to learn a new trade. So how do you do that? You basically do it for a week. You have a bunch of successes in the first week. And then the next thing you know, you have now submitted to this environment, this cesspool, this old soup of negativity, and it dragged me down with it. And so I did 2 years of being drugged down into the freaking
Car sales in
car
that
sales.
environment.
Dude, I hated it. Hated it.
You know how many times you hear stories about that in car sales? All the time. The environment of car sales is interesting sometimes.
Yeah.
Some bad habits you can pick up in that environment.
But there's a lot of bad environments, right?
No doubt, yeah.
I was just in Prague, and a cab driver picks me up, and we were coming out of the Four Seasons, and the cab driver comes out. I get in his car, I'm like, hey, how you doing today? He's like, I'm sad. That's his opening, man. I said, you sad?
To you?
Yeah, you sad. And my wife's with me. She's hot. And she is, man. And so we get in the cab, and the guy's sad, and my wife's like, what are you sad about? She's all empathetic, and I want to freaking crack him in the head, right? He's in the Czech Republic, man. What you sad about, dude? You got a couple of Americans coming out of the Four Seasons walking into your car. You're lucky to have a damn job, right? He doesn't know I'm a motivational guy. So, and my wife's like, what are you sad about? I'm sad I have to work. I'm like, you said you have to work? Dude, you're lucky you got a job, man. I said, what would you rather be doing? You want to go home? You want to be with your wife? No, I'm single.
No wonder you're single.
What are you going to do, man? So this is in a country where they don't even know, man, that you can get up and do something spectacular with life. I mean, they've literally given up because the government's been taking care of them so long.
How do you shift that mindset of entitlement into knowing that you can rise up and do it on your own?
I don't think you shift him. I think he's done.
So let me ask you.
This kid's 27 years old. He's done.
You don't think you can shift
He's a
them?
dead man.
You don't think you can shift them? So you don't think so?
Him?
Well, no, not
I can't
just,
shift him.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but you look at some of the guys that are in an environment. Maybe they've been babied by their mother. Maybe they've been babied by a family member. Maybe they've been babied in a family where there's money and
this
everything.
guy was basically, he was babied by a communist regime that shut his whole, like, for 60 years. They just didn't have a choice. So he quit. He became apathetic. Okay? So the opposite of the word live is actually, I would look this up last night, succumb. It means to succumb. He had hit the opposite of live, which is succumb. So he has succumbed to the conditions. He can't. If I told him, man, you could actually go out and do something today, I'm telling you, he's a dead man.
Then why do people buy that? Why is it so easy to sell that concept? Why does it win votes?
It's constant, man. It's a relentless. It's not just politicians selling it that I'll take care of you, but if you turn the TV on, it's one of the reasons we created this studio, this network. If you turn the TV on, you're going to hear bad news, bad news, bad news. That's bad enough. But then the ads that follow the bad news, dude, the ads. Are you sick yet? Do your legs hurt? You can't get an erection? I mean, it's ad after ad after ad about why you have actually It's kind of going back to what we're talking about right now. Why am I so alive? It's because I want to be in the upward cycle, regardless of my age. I want to be in the upward cycle of creation.
So how do you prevent from falling towards the entitlement, falling for the handouts? How do you do that?
I think you have
How
to
do you prevent it?
You have to control your environment and your culture, like
Goes back to
at
that.
home and at work. Like if you walk in my office, I don't know if any of my staff came out and said hello to you. You can feel a vibe here,
Absolutely.
right? We have people that have come in. We're on the 6th floor here. They come into the bottom of the building. They can feel the pulse from here, right? We've had people come up to the 6th floor. Hey, what happens up here anyway, man? They can feel. That's a culture. That means I got to get rid of some people that don't have that. We have a lot of turnover here. I'm proud of that. Okay, I'm proud of my turnover. Because you see, the guy says, man, I got so many loyal employees. They've been with me so long. You bragging or complaining? What's the deal here? Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying. Oh yeah, because we keep people. Why? Why do you keep people that are dead, man? My job's to grow the company, so I need to control my environment to keep positive people that don't want to be entitled, that do want to pay the price, that are willing to suffer a bit in a different way. Because that kid in the taxi's suffering.
Going back to trying to please everybody.
Well,
You
or
cannot
whatever
try to
he's
please
doing.
everybody by keeping everybody. You know what I mean is when you say
Yeah.
you have a high turnover.
Yeah.
You can't please everybody and keep everybody with you all the time.
Dude, they don't fit here.
So what do you look for? Let's just say you're sitting there and interviewing somebody. What do you look for? Can you really, I guess this would be the question. I'm hiring salespeople.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I really in an interview tell you're a stud? Or do I only learn
Not in the
about
state
you
of California, you can't. 'Cause
Not
in
in the state.
California, you can't even ask them anything. You can't ask age, you can't ask sex, you can't ask preferences, you can't ask, are you on drugs? You can't ask, what do you do at night? Let me see your Facebook page. You can't ask anything. So you, in California and in Miami, really, I can't actually find out who somebody is.
So how do you go about judging them?
We created a TV show to do it. So we created a TV show called Whatever It Takes, the Ultimate Job Interview, where we set up an interview process and told people this is not a job interview, this is a TV show. Okay? The people that win this,
This is not a job interview. This is a TV show.
and when it's a TV show, dude, I can ask you everything. I can take your phone. I can grab your phone in the interview and start going through your pictures. Give me your password, man. Part of the interview, bro. And I'm freaking on camera, collecting the content.
But it's not an interview. It's a
Not
TV
an interview,
show.
bro. It's a TV show. Now I can ask you everything, okay? Have you? I can ask that question now because it's a TV show, okay? Have you ever done drugs? We were going through a guy's. We
And
had
you asked these
460 people. 460 people we interviewed in this process. We allowed 90 of them to come through. I grabbed phones of every one of them and started going through it. This guy's got oxycodone. Pictures of oxycodone on his phone. Okay? We go through his bags. Let me see your bag, man. I grab his bag. I pull his stuff out. He's got 16 oxycodone tablets after he lied to me. No, I don't use drugs. And he's got them in his freaking bag in a little cellophane. What do I know right now? He's not my guy.
You ask these questions.
Yeah, it was a TV show, man. So I know now. Okay? Then we cut him. Okay? I end up with 7 or 8 guys that I want to start freaking running through the program. Hey, do you have whatever it takes? That's what I want to know. Do you have whatever it takes? Because if you're going to be successful, it's not the education. It's not your upbringing. You and I have completely different stories about where we came from. Do you have whatever it takes? When it's tough, when it's hard, when it's scary, will you do whatever it takes to take care of your wife, your kids, ethically, to take care of yourself? Guy's 60 pounds overweight. Dude, why are you overweight, man? I can ask that in an interview now. I can go down and look at their car and find out they can't even take care of their car. Look, if you can't take care of your car, how are you going to take care of your job?
You are that meticulous in your hiring process.
No, but I'm looking at a lot of people.
Got it. So you're
So,
going
and
through
I'm willing
all-
to invest the money
Do you
to do
see
the
a
show.
trend? Do you see a trend on quality and talent? Like, is there a trend where you say, I look for boom, boom,
The trend
boom?
has been like this for 200 years, man. Your grandparents and my grandparents knew about work. They didn't bitch about it. Sun came up, they started working. Sun went down, they might have stopped. That's what they
They
did.
might have stopped.
They might have stopped.
might have stopped.
Okay. The only reason they stopped is because the candles went out. But freaking, they didn't have any wax for light.
So what's changed if it's going down?
Dude, look, man. Look at media, man. Hey! You see, look at the media, man. The media is like 800 TV channels come at you. You don't have to do anything. I mean, you can't even get up to get a remote anymore. You get pissed off if you got to freaking find your remote today. Damn, a damn remote, man, my remote. The batteries can't even get up to turn on your own TV. The computers, everything is delivered to us. I got apps to order Nothing, man. People don't go anywhere. You don't remember your phone number. You don't remember your map. Okay? My wife will not. She does not know where we're at. I'm like, baby, don't look at the freaking map in the phone, man. You got to learn where the exit is so you can know where we are, right? Otherwise, the awareness just keeps going down.
If it's a bad thing, how do you
get to 10x though?
But how do you fight against that? How do you fight it if the work ethic is going down? So 9 to 5. 9 to 5 was a thing that came out with Ford Motor Company and working 9 to 5. So
9 to 5. I saw that 9 to 5 movie. You talking about 9 to 5?
Not the 9 to 5 movie, and I'm not talking about
Dolly
Dolly
Parton. I thought 95
Parton.
meant 95 hours.
95 hours.
That's what I thought 9 to 5 was. People are like, I don't do 9 to 5. I'm like, well, you do 100? I do 95 hours every week. I can't spend the money I made in my lifetime, okay, and kept. I still spend. If you gave me $5 billion tomorrow, 5 big ones, I would be here tomorrow, on time, doing my deal. Because it's the create, man. It's the create. So like you guys are watching, looking at Facebook. I want to bang Facebook. I want to create on Facebook. I don't want to be a spectator. I mean, part of the 10X was like, get out of the stands and back on the field. Be on the field, man. That's where that's where you get hit. That's where you get to hit, right? That's where you get the win, you get the score, the cameras, the paparazzi looks at you. You want that. I want that in my life. My life is not in the stands.
So talk about the book 10X. Obviously, the way you and I got connected is one of our guys in our company. He swears by the book 10X.
Yeah.
He tells everybody, everyone's got to read this book 10X.
The book's magical, man.
So we got connected. Talk about 10X.
I didn't even want to write the book, okay? I'm going to tell you, right? Of the first 4 books that I've written, this is the one, when I was done, I was like, yeah, well, whatever. Swear to God, okay? First book I wrote took 3 hours to write. This book took, I don't know, maybe 3 months, 90 days or something. And I just didn't I wasn't feeling it big time, right? And I got done, I'm like, it's all right. Dude, this book, every day I hear people. I mean, man, that book woke me up. That book changed my life. That book has caused me to go from making $3,000 a month to making $60,000 in the same month. Not even doing anything different. The money was always there. A guy told me last night, the money was there the whole time. I just couldn't see it because my eyelids were I was squinting at life. And this thing just opened my eyes up to say, wow, how much could I do? And the 10X rule is basically about, look, you need to make goals that are giant. Not like your mom and dad said. Your mom and dad said,
tone it down.
Tone it down. Have some reasonable, how many of you heard that? Reasonable goals. Something attainable. And that what happens is when the goal is attainable, it's no longer exciting. Because if you can go get it easily, you're going to take it for granted.
If you can go get it easily, you're going to take it for granted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wake up this morning, there's no milk in my refrigerator. I don't drink milk, but I like milk to make froth for my cappuccino. And I like the froth really thick, so it takes a lot of milk, right? And I'm now pissed off, man. There's no freaking milk. It's not that there's no milk, dude. I want the milk now, and I want it now more than ever because it's not in there. So if it's attainable, if $1 million was attainable to everybody, it wouldn't be worth anything. And by the way, it is attainable to everybody. So I believe that the bigger the giant, the more unattainable the goal is, okay, the least likely, if it's real for you, the least likely you are to give up on that goal. I think a lot of the reasons why you see people going down is because the goals are so low. Why would I be excited? Who could possibly be excited about making enough money to pay their bills?
So one of the things I like about you, Grant, is
I like you too, man.
Yeah, one of the things, when we had the interview, I mean, I really enjoyed the time with you a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But one of the things I really like about you, and the reason why some people tell me, hey, who should I follow on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter and all that stuff? I say, you gotta follow Grant. And I'll tell you my number one reason why I tell everybody to follow you. I got a top 25 Twitter accounts to follow my website, patrickbaydavid.com, and I tell them to follow you as one of them. Because I love people who are currently building.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm currently engaged in building. Not talking about, hey,
what they did.
How do you, as somebody that's watching this, we got a lot of YouTube experts, you know this.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the podcasters. Podcasters, they're the guys interviewing. They don't need to be the expert.
Right.
They're hiring the expert, like a John Dumas. He's not the expert.
Right. He's doing the interview. He's done a great job.
He's done a great job. I respect that.
Yeah.
But you got some of these guys
Yeah.
that they've just read books.
Yeah.
They've never built anything. And they get on YouTube and they say you have to do this and you have to do that.
Yeah.
And how does one tell the two apart to say these are the real deal guys
dude, look,
to
you need
follow
to
and
see
take
their
their
bank
advice?
account, bro. You need to see their bank account. You need to see their freaking where they live, what they're driving, okay? You need to see their employees. You guys are grabbing all these people as gurus and mentors. You need to look a little deeper. Who is this guy for real? Because, look, there's no regulation on me saying I'm an expert. I could be an expert on everything. Okay, in fact, I am. Okay, just put me on Fox.
Pickup lines. That's
I'm an
a definite
expert on it. You name it,
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
You name it. I'm an expert on the freaking upcoming election. Okay. Now the fact is, you need to look a little deeper after the guy says he's a YouTube or social media expert, and then you look and find out he's only got 2,000 people on a Facebook page. So he might be an expert of getting money from you about something you don't know about social media, but he hadn't built his own freaking. And this kills me, man. I know professional speakers that have been out touring the world for 25 years.
They've never built anything.
There's no company, man. They
So-
have 2 employees for 25 years. All they've been doing is getting fees. You look around here, I got 55 employees in this one freaking building right here, dude. So I'm figuring out how to build a business, a real business, and then multiply those businesses so I can create more opportunities for people. But I like what you're asking. How do you know? You need to look deeper. And the reason I say you need to look at, hey, what's their money like? What's their house like? What's their car like? I mean, what's the rest of it? I'm talking about material things, because material things, when you start accumulating success, it's going to show up in some material things. There's no way, that it's not going to show up somewhere. So you need to look at the flow over should be happening. Tony Robbins created an unbelievable business. What I know about Tony is this: he has created a business, okay, that creates a lot of funds. I like that.
And
That's
he was in
attractive.
sales. He did a little bit of
Yeah.
network sales, Jim
totally.
Rohn, some of that stuff that he did. So he brought some of that experience with him.
Unbelievable marketing guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the fireworker guy. I'm not looking to walk on fire, but unbelievable marketing guy.
By far.
Now, if I want to, I would watch Tony for marketing more than I would for motivation, personally. See, that's the way I would rob from him. John Dumas, I would rob. I don't want John's money. I want my money. But I would rob from John and say,
His
man,
ideas.
it was brilliant how he collaborates with so many people, and it brings him up, through the collaboration.
So here's another question with that. So you got guys like Susie Orman and
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
these
yeah,
experts
yeah,
online
yeah,
that
yeah.
are going around telling everybody
Yeah.
you ought to do this and you
Yeah.
ought to do that and you ought to do this. And they're not really building anything. They're just putting fear into everybody.
Yeah.
What do you think about
both
Susie
these
Orman
guys,
and
both these guys have made a lot of money, okay?
brilliant marketers?
Brilliant. I mean, Dave Ramsey's got a freaking awesome, he's made a ton of money. I don't want to trade my net worth with Dave Ramsey. I'll just tell you that, okay? I just know for sure. Now, let me say this, okay? What they both plugged into was the fear in America, okay? Susie says, don't spend your money. Spending is never your problem. Debt is not your problem. And Dave plays the other thing. She's don't spend it, and Dave's like, don't borrow it. Okay, both of them are wrong. Because what you need to know is you need to know how to create it. Spending's not a problem, and debt's not a problem. They make money off of fear. And the networks are built on fears,
Well, of course.
What's the chick's name? The blonde, the crazy wacko chick on the HLN number? She's on HLN, not CNN, but the sister. She does all the crime stuff. You got to know this crazy. She's a whack, man. Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace.
Dude, total fear monger, right? Okay. Look at the chick on Fox. Judge, what's her name? Judge Judy or whatever. Dude, it's all about fear, man. And so, like, those are points of contraction. They're about don't borrow, don't spend, okay? Don't go outside your house. Don't talk to strangers. Everything is a contraction point. I want to expand and grow. I don't want to contract. I want to expand. I don't want to save my money to get rich and end up being an old man.
Mm-hmm.
You and I were brought up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Save your money, save your money, save your money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you just get old. You probably know some people in your lineage that they saved every penny they had. Dude, when they died, they're like, everybody's like, oh, you had all that money? Wouldn't spend a penny of it. Why are you saving all this, man? Because you're worried about the ability to create new income.
Okay, great answer, by the way. Grant, you interview a lot of people,
Yeah.
okay? So when you interview a lot of people who don't know you, maybe they haven't followed you, and you
Yeah.
interview people always look at the person being interviewed as more powerful than the person interviewing. What most people don't know is your net worth is you're $100 million guy. You're not a $500,000 guy. You're not $1 million guy. You got $100 million net worth. I mean,
Google doesn't have it quite right, but
it may even be more than that. But I was with Kiyosaki this past Tuesday at his in Arizona at Rich Dad headquarters.
Yeah, I love him.
Great stuff he teaches.
Yeah.
He said one of the most interesting things about this, and I'm curious what you think about this. He said one of the most interesting things about. He said when the government prints money, and they printed roughly $3 trillion in the last few years. When the government prints money, it affects the middle income, low income guy.
Yeah.
But the guy who's got money and credit, he gets rich because he goes out there and borrows money.
Yeah.
If you could say a philosophy, because there's two things. One is making a lot of money. There's a lot of guys that make a lot of money, but they have no investments.
Yeah.
And there's guys that have investments but don't make a lot of money. How do you balance the two, where you're making a lot of money, but you're also increasing this on the back end? Because this is a part you got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
What would you say about that?
What I do is I bucket money. So I have my wealth, you know, that I have my wealth. And what I do, I play this little trick with myself. I've done it for 25 years. I take all my income comes in, and I push. I'm broke all the time. I break myself here and push everything. I don't diversify investments. I think diversification's for okay? Sorry, ladies. I respect that and everything, but I think it's for little babies, little baby money, okay? I take all the freaking free money I got and I push it into this one deal. So I know they say...
So you go with the Andrew Carnegie philosophy.
Dude,
Put all your eggs in one basket, just make sure they don't fall.
I make sure that basket is freaking solid, like the Ark, the Noah's Ark, okay? And so what happens over here is I'm broke now, so I got to create new money to pay my bills. I got to create new money all the time. Like, dude, you'll see me. I will get as excited about selling this $25 daytimer as doing a $25 million apartment deal, because this is my survivability this month, and allows me to create wealth for next.
Brilliant.
So I'm broke all the time.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So it's constantly still selling your bread and butter and not becoming too big. Because this is another thing that impresses me about Grant. I really like the fact that as much money, the cars, all the stuff that you got, and people know, when you see some of the videos that you do, you're still a pretty cool cat, humble.
Yeah, I think
you're cocky, but you're still a cool cat. You still how do you stay humble? I mean, some of these guys come in, they talk to you, and they ask you some questions, and you're thinking to yourself, you don't even have $200,000 to your name. And how do you stay humble?
I don't know. I don't know if I am humble. I mean, I don't consider myself a humble person, but I don't think I don't think anybody would say I'm humble. Nor would they say I'm nice. People would just not say I'm a nice guy.
I wouldn't call you arrogant.
I think some people would say, "Hey, dude, the guy's too cocky, too arrogant."
Probably they haven't.
What do you guys think on Periscope? Am I cocky and arrogant? But I don't mean to be. I'm just alive. I think I'm being mislabeled by people because I'm just telling you the truth. I mean,
Well, then let me rephrase it. If not humble, likable.
Well, thank you, man.
Well, if you're so likable,
I think to some people, see, I don't care, because I know this. If somebody doesn't like me, it's saying more about them than it is about me. You know.
If somebody doesn't like you, it's more about them.
I drive in my Rolls this morning. I'm driving over here, you know, and then somebody looks over. I know there's somebody who's not gonna like me driving a Rolls. It's just you can't like that shit, man. Right? I know that, but that's saying more about them than it's saying about me. Mm-hmm. Okay. When people hate on me, my wife, it kills my wife. She's like, "Oh my God, I hate they say that about you." Baby, it ain't saying anything about me. They're saying about themselves. That's not about me or us. It's about them. "Oh, you're so humble, Grant." Well, that's saying more about what you think about humility, because I don't think I'm humble at all. I don't even think about humility. I don't. It doesn't even register to be humble as a way to live life. Because for me, that would require me to be something else. You know,
that would require you to be something else. That's not part of your DNA. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know about my DNA, because I'm not.
No, meaning it's not part of.
I don't think about that. I think about being me.
That's my point.
And you know, the meek shall inherit the earth. I think people misunderstand a lot of this stuff, man. They take one line out of a big book that's this thick. The meek will inherit the earth. That's one line, man. Okay. There's also a whole bunch of shit in there about work, you know, and about if you don't work, it's evil. So like you gotta decide. You can't take one piece. And if the meek are going to inherit this planet, I guarantee it's going to be a garbage dump by the time they get to it. Okay, it'll be leftovers if the meat get it. Okay, it's like your parents told you, be patient, right? Be patient. You be patient, you get crumbs.
Yeah.
Okay, because guys that are in a hurry are picking up the good shit, and you're getting left with the leftovers.
Is it important to become a millionaire and become wealthy?
I think everybody should. First of all, everybody's going to have $1 million. If you make $50,000 a year and you do that for 20 years, you made $1 million. So $1 million isn't a target.
Net,
you need
money.
You need to get rich and you need to get wealthy. Okay, and rich is an insult to wealthy.
Why is that?
Remember that one. Okay. He's saying you're at 33 minutes and 19 seconds. What does it matter, dude? People don't care. Spectators don't care. People that watch shit don't care. When they're being entertained, they don't care about time.
What is wrong with you, Mario?
What's wrong with you, Mario, man? No wonder you're single, man. See the single guy? Okay.
No, he's actually married. He's got 2 kids.
No wonder.
The single guy's over here.
Man.
This is the guy that's single.
Yeah.
Why don't we transition into that? Let's
handle this last question.
And then, Paul, we're going to come back to you. So, Brittany, you're also going to be okay.
Rich is important, but let me tell you what's really important. Wealth is more important than rich. Wealth is where you want to be. Rich is an insult to wealthy.
Elaborate.
Rich is just, you make a lot of money. That's not wealth. That does not entitle you to wealth. Huh?
Front end, back end.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. You're rich.
Got it.
You got a big house. You got a big car. People say that you're rich. Wealth is affluence. Is affluence in every area. It's not about being rich. When I hear a guy say I'm rich, that's good. That means you got money. When I hear a guy say I'm wealthy, I'm like, bro, you got it all.
What category is wealthy?
You got it all. Health, family, kids, wife.
You don't put it on money.
I should be winning. If Donald Trump, I don't think Donald Trump's a wealthy guy. Okay, I just don't think he is. I don't think Donald's a happy guy. He just doesn't look happy to me.
He's running to be your president one day.
He ain't running to be president, dude.
He's running to market himself. He's a marketer.
Running to market himself.
Right.
I might run too.
Is this your
I'm not announcing right
Are
now.
you announcing it right now? I'm Grant Cardone announcing my presidency.
I guarantee you, if I run, it'll just be a marketing campaign. Okay? I might even market. Quit being a
That'll probably do very good in Las Vegas. That'll probably do good in a few markets. Okay, so going back and talking about this whole money thing and rich and wealthy thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk the income part, and we'll wrap it up with a few fun things here.
Okay.
Income. Yeah. How important is it to make 7 figures today? We talk front end. This is the rich part.
Yeah.
But how important is it to make 7 figures today? Because you hear a lot of time where people say, well, I need to go into this, I need to go into that, I need to do this, I need to do what that guy is doing, and I can't make it if I work for this guy, I can't make it if I work for that guy. How important is it today for someone saying, I need to go make a decision to make 7 figures?
Well, I think the answer to that question would be, like, if you're making 40 grand, you need to have that $1 million figure out there. But the first thing you got to do is you got to go from 40 to 60. That's what I did. I went from 40 to 60, and I'm like, okay, man, can I add another 10? Then I say, okay, I'm at 70 grand. I made 70 grand. Okay, can I get to 100? Today, the real target you need to be at, just to start getting where you're like, okay, I'm getting my head above water is about $1 a quarter. You need $125,000
to be above water.
Just
breathing room.
Dude, wait a minute. I'm actually working that one day I could have a little money left over. Right. This is the problem with Susie Orman's save money. Look, if you make $4 grand a month, okay, and you try to save part of that $4 grand, you can only save so much. We know for sure you can only save up to $4,000 of it. That's if you're not paying any taxes. It's easier to make another 4 than to save 4. Okay, it's impossible actually to make 4 and save the whole 4. It's impossible. You can't feed. You wouldn't be able to eat, right? So it's impossible. People are trying to do the impossible right now. They're trying to save what they make. Dude, it's easier just to make another $4 grand. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of money on this planet. There's plenty of money. You said it. $4 trillion has been freaking manufactured. They're going to every dollar on this planet has been manufactured. Not 4 trillion. I don't know why everybody's all excited about it. Like every freaking penny ever produced on this planet was manufactured by somebody. So you got to first decide there's no shortage. Clear up your thinking about what your daddy thinks a lot of money is, and get rid of the thinking that you make enough. You don't. Nobody does. And then start thinking, okay, my first target should be 125. That gets you in the top 5% of all the earners on planet Earth. Okay? If you earn 125 grand a year, that's $10,000 a month.
Top 5% planet Earth.
Planet Earth, bro. You're on top. You're at the party now. At least you've been invited to the party of prosperity on planet Earth. I'm not talking about money, man. I'm talking about taking care of your kids. Where you want to send them to school. You're going to have to buy a car. You probably need a house at some point. You need clothes. You got to have food. You're going to have an emergency. You need some freaking dough.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about money, right? So now if you want to get in the big leagues, now you got to start thinking about these other numbers. 250, 400, a million a month.
That's when it gets exciting.
See, these things start sounding like shit. I get a little sloppy, man.
Okay, so we've had a good time here. Let me
Dude,
just
I always have a good time with you.
Top
okay?
3 books. Top 3 books of all time.
Top 3 books of all time. Man, I've read so many books. I mean, I don't even
Whatever
know.
comes to mind. Even if one of the first ones that you
Crush
read.
It. Crush It. I love Gary
Gary?
Vaynerchuk's Crush It. Think and Grow Rich. I mean, definitely.
Old school.
Greatest Salesman in the World. Definitely.
Baldwin.
You know.
You still read a lot?
Yeah. Try to clip a book a week.
What's the last one you read?
What's the name of this book I'm reading right now? Damn, I just forgot it. It's about management.
Have you read Snowball by Warren Buffett?
No.
It's a very good book.
Yeah.
I just finished it this week.
Okay.
So for now, I recommend it. Okay, very cool. Look, for our single guys up here, okay, I got
Dude.
2 single questions for
Yeah.
you. Our buddy Paul,
Yeah.
we took
Paul.
him to, where did we go to a couple nights ago? We
Quit
went
going
to
strip joints,
Mangoes.
Paul. Okay.
He can't get enough of it.
Dude,
He's always
you gotta
got
quit going to strip joints
100
and you gotta quit the porn. Okay? You know why the porn industry was created, Paul, because people lowered their expectations, dude. Okay? This is why the porn industry was created. Paul says, man, I want that hot chick over there, okay? And he sees her and he goes up to her and she's like, nah, pass. And then what happens? He's like, okay, I'll go to this chick. That wasn't on your menu, man. You know, if I go to a restaurant and I said, hey, I want the stone crabs, and they're like, oh, it's out of season. Somebody's got to have stone crabs in Miami right now, man. Who's got them, okay? I don't want to drop down to shrimp. And that's what Paul did, okay? He dropped down. He dropped, and he dropped again, he dropped again. Next thing you know, he's at home by himself, freaking master. It is what it is. I mean, let's keep it real. Dude, if you don't...
Paul, do you want to show your face in this video? He's gonna cut that part.
If you don't have friends that'll tell you the truth, what you got, bro? You didn't, Kiyosaki.
This is a very good friend. Oh, Kiyosaki was direct as well. We had a good time with him too. So give him one pickup line. Give him a good pickup line. Paul, one pickup line for you from the master closer here.
Dude, well, the thing I would tell you is just don't drop your standards, bro. Go decide what you want, P. Okay, decide what you really want, right? And get it, man. I mean, Jay-Z says he's got a great line in one of his songs. He says, "Look, I want a wife." You know, that was his game, baby. You know, there's a guy that knows how to create the life he wants. Okay, like I wanted a wife. I had it written down. I want a wife that everybody that I have wants to. But they know they can't because she's ethical. I got that wife, okay? My buddies love her, man. She's fun to be with. So you guys got to decide what you want, man. How much money you want? What kind of spouse you want, you know?
How exciting is it being on? It's never never a dull moment.
Just now. Just now. I'm like,
Yeah, come in here. Come in the shot. Come in the shot, baby, real
do
quick.
we want to get Paul in the shot or no? Paul, do you want to get in the shot?
Polly will be famous.
Let's
man.
get her in the shot.
So look, you guys got it. The point is to quit settling, okay? The fact that I curse and talk like this, if somebody, you know, like you're like, oh, that was wrong. You said that. You're saying more about you than you're saying about me, okay? I also say ain't. Look, right?
and I say ain't a word. And
Yeah,
I don't
and I
get
say,
listened
and
to
then
it.
I say, I'm the only one here that gets paid to speak.
Shuts me down.
Dude, this chick wouldn't go out with me for 13 months, Paul. 13 months, okay? Now, when she said no to me, bro, all I did was call her back again. I didn't go. Okay. Just keeping it real, Pete.
Now let's turn it around. Let's flip
yeah.
it around. So I got a friend back there, Brittany. She knows she's in trouble right now because she says she's in Miami. You know, good-looking girl, entrepreneur.
Yeah,
She's
that's
in that,
tough town.
She's
tough
in
town.
that number, by the way, the 125 number. She's in that number.
Yeah,
That's where she's
yeah.
at. Works hard, does great things on financial services.
yeah.
How does she find a stud like you?
Look, man, I'd be a gold digger if I were you. I don't know what the whole big deal is. Somebody asked Elena the other night, "Are you a gold digger?" Like, well, what you digging for, dude? What's wrong with that? Why has that become a bad thing? I'm digging for gold every freaking day of my life. Why wouldn't you go dig for gold? If I was going out with a guy, Brittany, I'd say, hey, let me see your financials, buddy. Okay? I ain't going out with a guy that's broke. I'm not going out with a guy that can't freaking bank money, can't pay his credit cards. How's he going to take care of your kids if he can't freaking bank? So I would change the places you go. I'd start going to the country clubs, the charity events. Dude, I'd be freaking digging gold. There's nothing wrong with a woman. Because look, landing a guy that's rich.
That's a great tip, by the way.
Landing a guy that's rich is one thing, okay? Staying with him and creating the life he wants, that's a different deal. I mean, I'm not saying you would dig for gold, just go for the money and not find somebody you love. You want the whole deal. That's wealthy. You want the whole package. But why would I go freaking just take leftovers? Guy doesn't have his freaking bank together? Come on, man. How you going to take care of me?
I like that. So, tip for Paul: avoid pornography. Tip for Brittany:
gold digging.
Gold digging. This is. And by the way, if you're watching this and you want to know more about Paul, post your comments on the bottom. Paul's a good-looking 6'1", 6'2" guy.
Hot dude.
Brittany out of Miami, Cuban.
$1 by now, man.
You'd be $1 billion by now.
Yeah, let's show Paul. Can we show Paul in the Periscope feed?
Show Paul in the Periscope.
Everybody
Paul, stand up.
Elena, can you shift it, Elena? Yeah,
come over here, Paul. Come around the camera. Let them see over here. This is
Paul.
This is Paul's big.
Paul, now be honest, Paul.
Paul,
okay, raise
Paul,
your right hand. Raise your right hand, Paul.
Come over here,
yeah.
Paul.
Paul, raise your right hand and tell us, when is the last time? Be honest, Paul. Paul, say last night. Say last night, Paul. Just get it over with.
Just get it over.
No, he did not. Okay.
Get it over with.
Get it over with.
Just get it.
Come on.
Oh,
Don't
man.
watch this video, Mom.
Yeah, Mom.
Don't watch this video.
It's awesome. This is a good guy, though, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just kidding around, but, I mean, you guys should take the points out of this. The point is not to shock you into this, you know.
No, you're saying what most people won't talk about. That's what you're saying.
It is what
You're
it is.
saying
Come
what
on,
most
man.
people won't
You
talk
know,
about.
You don't need to be perfect. You need to be living life, man. You need to be living life. And living life means you're expanding. Like, it's an expansion, okay? You're not just going to work. I know most people go to work every day. They're not living, man. They have succumbed to a schedule and to a life rather than to create. You want to be in the creative part. If you want your marriage to work, you got to stay in the creative part.
Happiness is stemmed from creating.
Totally,
right?
man. I get happy when I'm creating.
Is that not an aligned message with the entire tour? Happiness we talk about is from creating, being part of a community, and having a sense of ownership.
Yeah.
And that's something that being an entrepreneur does for you.
That's right.
When you do that. Anyways, hey, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
If you don't follow Grant, here's what I suggest: buy his book. We have the link on the bottom.
Hey,
Matter of fact,
if you don't like to read, dude, get the MP3. The MP3 is like double the size of the book. I read it, and I start ripping on a chapter that takes like maybe 15 minutes to read, and that chapter becomes 45 minutes. The freaking audio download is unbelievable.
the audio download.
Yeah. You can
So we're
download-
gonna put the audio down. Hey, Paul, let's make
I
sure
think
we
it's
put the.
$19 or something. and
We're
it's
gonna put
freaking
both of them on the bottom as
crazy.
well. Follow him on Twitter, YouTube, subscribe to his channel. Grant, can you talk about a little bit about Grant Cardone TV? Grant Cardone TV, the project guy's working on, because he was telling me about it in the back
dude,
end.
I want to control my freaking destiny. You know, I want to control my destiny. I want to collaborate with other entrepreneurs, people that think like you, to create a network that delivers content that is productive and conducive to expansion. And when you go to a break, you don't have to hear about some depression that you should be experiencing because you live on planet Earth. I mean, there's gravity, man. Gravity's gone from gravity to damn everybody's got a freaking disease now. And I just don't buy it. So the biggest funders for mass TV today is Big Pharma. Big Pharma spends billions of dollars to sell trillions of dollars worth of products. The way they sell that product is they know they have to create a problem for you. So they would say, yeah, you probably got some bipolar shit going on. Me, I got some attention deficit disorder, okay? You know?
We both have issues, you know that. According to
Who doesn't have?
doctors
Read that
today.
book, man. They've even given up on their own book. Everybody's got a disorder, right? So 10 million kids this year are going to be freaking labeled some disease and put on a drug. I mean, it's horrendous, man. It's horrendous. So I want a network where we control content, push to people that's positive. You rise above the noise. You teach people how to do whatever it takes. It's an entrepreneurial channel, and that doesn't exist in the world today, believe it or not. Because if you go Google how to start a business, dude, just try this exercise. Google how to start a business. You'll be more confused in 30 minutes than you've ever been confused in your whole life.
The world needs more people like you, Grant.
And you, bro. Come on.
My man.
Come on.
Hey, Grant Cardone. Follow his material. Go on GrantCardoneTV.com. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
GrantCardoneTV.com.
You got it, bro.
Lots
You
of
got
great
it. You got
content
it.
there. Been a blast hanging out with them. For those of single guys out there and single girls out there, the dating advice
Remember,
that was given,
the best
Sherry.
advice is this. Don't approach the chick. Approach the guys around. Hey, man, like your slacks, like your jacket, dude. You're looking good, man. And then you turn away, and every time they'll go for it. What about
And
me?
she says, and then you say,
Let's take a shower.
is that the line you used on you, by the way?
No.
That obviously 13 months and didn't work, but you followed up.
Didn't have
That's a
it.
closer. Hey,
Look, if your clothes doesn't work, just follow up.
there's been so much wisdom today with this interview. Grant, looking forward to the next time.
Okay,
It's
brother.
been a blast.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank
Yep.
Hi, I'm Paul Escarcega, and before Valuetainment and Pat's interview with Grant Cardone, my dating life was a little suspect. But after listening to Grant and taking his advice, I now found myself no longer settling for the shrimp. Now, I'm ordering the stone crab.
Isn't it time that you started going to dinner and asking for a table for 2 instead of 1? Isn't it time that you walk the dog with somebody by your side? Give yourself a chance and join us every week on Valuetainment. And let's help you find that stone crab.